because I knew that there's a calling on my life and God is nudging me to get myself together. I decided to fully surrender. When you become serious about God, that's when your whole life changes. Hey y'all, welcome back to another video. So I just wanted to do a little updated get to know me so that you guys could know a little bit more about me. I wanted to touch on my journey with Christ, how it's coming along, things that I'm still struggling with as a Christian, dating, motherhood as a single mom, and talk about how God is renewing me, restoring me, strengthening me, changing my habits, get into all of that good stuff. Growing up, I did not grow up in like a church. My mom was the one that, taught me and my brother like how to pray. The first little prayer that I knew about was the "Now I lay me down to sleep" prayer. That's prayer for like the kids. Once I got to like my preteen years and teenage years, she told me about the "Our Father who art in heaven" prayer. I always knew, like as a young girl, like as a little girl, that there was a God. God worked on me when I was like very little, when I was like a child. I didn't really have a strong relationship with God growing up, not like how I do now. When I was younger, there was a lot of things I didn't know. I just knew that I was supposed to read the Bible, I was supposed to pray, but I wasn't doing it constantly and consistently. When I was younger, I just wanted to do my own little thing. When we're young, we think we're grown, we think we know everything, And I had a lot of distractions as well when I was in my younger, when I was younger. So following God, praying all the time, going to church, that wasn't in my plans. Like I was just, moseying around, doing what I wanted to do. It wasn't until, I would say, when I had my daughter and when I was pregnant with my daughter, that God started drawing me in closer with him. God had always tried to like pull me in and reel me in, but because I was so distracted, because I was doing things of this world and doing what I wanted to do and doing what everybody else was doing, I didn't have a really close relationship. But once I did get pregnant with my daughter, that's when God started like, pulling me in, reeling me in. And during that time when I was pregnant, I needed God. When I was pregnant, that was like a really low point in my life. Like I was very unhappy at that time, very depressed at that time. Not saying that I have any regrets of my daughter, but it hit me, the realization that, I'm about to be a mom, I'm about to be a single mom. During that time when I had my daughter, when she was like really young, co-parenting was like non-existent. Like it was just something that we just didn't do. And I touched on this in one of my other videos. I didn't get like too far deep into it, but right after I had my daughter, he had a child with like another woman. I found that out when my daughter was like a month. Somebody, that was mutual between us two had called me and told me. When she called me and told me that, I fell to the floor. I was holding my daughter. I fell to the floor. I was crying. And it hit me like, wow, this is why he wasn't present during my pregnancy and why he treated me so bad during my pregnancy. When I was pregnant, I had a high-risk pregnancy. I had lost a lot of weight. I was very sick throughout all of my whole pregnancy. I was under a lot of stress. When my daughter was younger, because me and her father had like a lot of friction, we didn't get along at all. It was a lot of arguing, bickering. He was very disrespectful, I would just say, at that time. Now things are better. Like things are way better. I feel like when you're co-parenting with someone and you aren't together, co-parenting is better when neither party has feelings for each other, when both parties are mature enough to, put your own feelings aside, put your differences aside for the child in order to raise that child together. And I feel like that's a point where we're at now, where we're able to communicate. We were able to put like our differences aside. He isn't in my business, I'm not in his business, or worried about his love life, he's not worried about my love life, which is way better than what it was before. Before it was just tacky, it was a mess. And now we're able to focus on our child. Everything's about her. That's that. But when I was pregnant, that's when God started drawing me in closer to him. At that time, I didn't really have a choice. I was so like sad and low, I didn't know what else to do. I still wasn't like I didn't have like a strong foundation with God and praying system and things like that. That didn't come until I literally got out of a really bad toxic relationship that I spoke on before, a relationship that turned like abusive. That was the moment I started praying and seeking God. Not as consistent, but that's when I started getting into my Bible more, praying more. Once that officially ended, I still had like little distractions, friends wise. I had like 1 foot in, 1 foot out, lukewarm, very, very, very lukewarm. God started stripping things away from me, stripping friends away. I went into like isolation season and that's been like on and off throughout like my whole life, being in isolation periods. I just never knew what I was supposed to do during that isolation time until now. Now I know what that isolation season means. Around that time I didn't know. Like I just was very lukewarm, in and out. Then this is what fully made me sit my butt down and seek God. 2 years ago, I met a guy. Was dating this man for 2 years. Before I met him, I was in my isolation season. I was praying, reading scripture, but I still was kind of 1 foot in, 1 foot out, lukewarm. This is what woke me up. I won't speak too much on it because God has been nudging me like not to talk too much about it yet. I would just say that things didn't work out. During the time that me and him were talking, God started to reveal things about myself to me. He started revealing why I keep running into counterfeits, why I keep meeting guys and it doesn't work out. He started to unwrap everything that was hidden in my heart, everything that I needed to work on. He started to reveal areas in my life and areas within myself that I needed to strengthen. It wasn't until I was talking to this guy that it was like exposed, because I was telling God and I was just like, why do I keep getting hurt? Why do I keep meeting emotionally unavailable men? Why do I keep meeting men that don't want to commit? Why do I keep meeting the wrong men and getting in bad relationships? Like, I just had questions and I'm just like, what is wrong? And with this guy, I really thought this guy was the one. I thought he was the one. I thought I had confirmation from God. When it ended, I was like hurt, like really, really, really hurt. When it ended, it like crushed me. And we were on and off for like 2 years, but this very last time was like it. I was completely like, it has to end. I'm done. It just couldn't continue, I'll say. And one, it couldn't continue because God was nudging me for 2 years to start a YouTube. When I met him, I got distracted. And I'm not blaming him. This is fully on me. All of the first couple of YouTube videos that I had were already like made literally 2 years ago. Almost 3 years ago, actually. I made my first little get to know me video in 2023 because I was distracted. I wasn't able to put my all into it. I wasn't focused and I was still lukewarm, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. When I started my YouTube channel, I didn't even know what it was going to be about, y'all. Like, I had no idea. Like, when God put it in my spirit to create a YouTube, I'm just thinking I'm about to do vlogs, I'm about to do this and that. But I found myself every video that I was making, I was talking about God. And I was doing it unconsciously. Like, I wasn't even purposely doing it. I didn't create the YouTube and was like, all right, I'm going to start a channel and I'm going to be talking about God. I made it to speak like more about me and my life. And I did say in my very first get to know me video that I was starting my journey with God and I was going to bring y'all along. I did not know that this is how it was going to turn out, that I was going to be speaking about God, telling about God, encouraging people to get in a word and follow God. Like, I didn't know that this is what it was going to be. Stick with me, y'all. I know I feel like I'm all over the place, but stick with me. It wasn't until I got my little heart broken for the very last time that I said, okay, that's it. And it wasn't even just that. It was just like a buildup of the years, over these past 7 years of me being hurt, me meeting counterfeits, me being betrayed, me being lied to, me being cheated on. It took like a lot to bring me to this point. And I got to the point where I got tired and I got fed up of giving my all to people, letting people in my life, giving people access to me. When I love hard. Like, I love very, very hard. If I say I care about you and I call you a friend or you're in my life, I take great pride and care about, my relationships. I value my relationships and my friendships with people. The thing that God revealed to me is the issue is not that you love hard or that you allow people in and you have a good heart. That's not the issue. The issue is you're loving on the wrong people. You're giving the wrong people access to you, and you are allowing people to stay in your life longer than they should. That was my issue. That has always been like my issue. There wasn't this situation where I noticed a pattern with myself, a pattern in the men that I was dating, a pattern in the friendships that I had, a pattern within myself and the fallouts that I had with like people, with family, friends, and things. Like, it was a pattern that was going on. God had to reveal that to me, show me the issues, renew my mind, start pruning me, start strengthening me so that I no longer make the same mistakes. I had told myself, no more. I had to stop. I got tired of living the same way that I was living. I got tired of being lukewarm, 1 foot in, 1 foot out. I just got tired of being hurt. I just got really fed up. I had like a really deep conversation with God. I was just like, I don't know what to do anymore. All he told me was, now it's time for you to make a decision. It's either you're going to be all in with me, or you're going to continue down the same path that you're going down, which is nothing but destruction. And I chose God. Of course, like, I chose to be serious about God. One thing I can say, how God has like unconditional love for us, and how no matter how many times we stray off and we miss the mark, he's still there. One thing he ain't going to do, because we have free will, he's not going to force us to do anything. But because I knew that there's a calling on my life and God is nudging me to get myself together, I decided to fully surrender. And right now, no, I'm not dating anyone. Like, my phone is dry. dry. The only people I really talk to now is my family. My uncle always messes with me like, I know you talk to somebody, you texted somebody. Like, no, I don't. There's never been an issue with me where I have a problem with being alone. God has always put me in seasons of isolation where I don't talk to nobody when it comes to like men and things, and even had me in isolation seasons when I'm not really talking to like friends or around family and things like that. I just in the past never knew what that season meant until now. Now that I'm in another isolation season, I know exactly what it is that I'm supposed to be doing. Dating right now is like not even on my mind. I don't text nobody. Ain't nobody coming to my house. Ain't nobody calling that phone. I literally don't talk to anyone, and I decided to keep it like that. I'm going to keep it like that until I meet my husband. Until God decides to, put me and my husband in each other's path. That's what it's going to be. When you grow your relationship with God and you are diligently seeking him and you are intentionally building your relationship with him, not because you want what God can give you, but because you want to actually grow a closer relationship with God, he will start placing things on your heart, placing things in your spirit. That's what he's been doing with me. When I was younger and I was spiritually immature, when God would place things in my heart and stuff, I didn't know what that means. Like, I didn't know how to tap into hearing God's voice, or when my intuition was telling me things, my discernment was very, very low. So I wasn't able to hear God clearly or know what to do, or I would just totally disregard what my spirit is telling me. But now, now I know. Like, I know now. I know better now. I also made the decision to abstain from, any type of sexual intimacy, and it ain't going down. I'm not playing no games anymore. I chose to wait until marriage because I now know how precious your temple is. Your body isn't just something that you should just be out here giving up to anybody, giving up to a boyfriend, giving up to people you're dating. I now know, like, as a woman, how precious your temple is. When I was doing my own little thing, my discernment would be off. I would be very distracted. It was just not good at all. And there's like a really important reason why God tells us to wait until marriage, because whatever they're yoked up with will now be yoked up with you. Like, y'all become one when y'all, are in that bedroom doing what y'all do. Like, you become one. And that opens up like a whole nother can of worms that I'm not going to get too deep into in this video, but I just know better now. I know for me that I'm going to wait until marriage. And a lot of people will say, oh, nobody's doing that, or, oh, you already had a child. What are you making somebody wait for? Like, you're not a virgin, you're not da 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 da. because I am, and because I respect myself, and because I know I have value, and because I know I'm worthy of somebody waiting for. See, the wrong man or the wrong woman will take that the wrong way when you tell them, oh no, I'm going to wait till I'm married, I'd rather wait till we get married to. They're going to have a problem with that. But a man of God, a woman of God, when you tell them that, they're not going to have an issue with that at all, because they'll be on the same page as you. Whatever God is telling you, he's going to be telling your spouse too. Best believe that. And not only that, because they are a man of God or a woman of God, they know that that's the right thing to do as well. So it's not going to be an issue. One thing that God has revealed to me during this season, I know the real value and the real meaning of a relationship and a marriage. Before, I just thought, okay, we get married, we love on each other, and we have kids, we have a family. That's that. We just run off into the sunset. You my man, I'm your woman, and Now, I look at it way different. Way, way, way different. Now, the way that I look at marriage is me and my spouse are on assignment to fulfill a purpose that God wants us to fulfill. That is how I look at it. The love is a plus. The companionship is a plus. The marriage is a plus. The children is a plus. All of that is a plus. Marriage itself is not the goal. What you do with the marriage is essentially the goal. The way that God is renewing me, changing my mindset, changing my habits, I don't want a man of this world. Like, I don't want no weak man who's weak to his flesh, who's doing things of this world. I want a God-fearing man. A man that knows how to lead. A man that knows how to pray. A man that I don't have to drag to Christ because he already has his own relationship with Christ. A man who knows how to intercede on my behalf if something is going wrong. A man who is willing to fast with me. A man who is willing to pray with me. I look at marriage and relationships like totally different now. I honestly do. Because it's really not about us. It's about the purpose. It's about the assignment that God is calling us to do together. What we're supposed to do in this world together. What curses in our bloodline that we're supposed to break together. I want a marriage that when people look at me and my husband, they like, oh, God is leading that. It's nobody but God who brought them together. When they see us, they know the union that we have, the marriage that we have, the relationship that we have is guarded in Christ. And I no longer want to waste time. Like, I don't want to waste no more of my time, no more of my years. I'm tired of doing that. I'm tired. And I told God, I surrender and I give it to you. I'm going to let God choose because I'm just like, I can't do this no more. Like, I fully surrender. I fully allow God to take over. Not saying that I've always made bad choices, but what I am saying is that people know how to put on a mask. People know how to put on a mask. People can be very deceiving. Just because something looks good doesn't mean it's good for you. So you have to be careful. You always have to test somebody by the Spirit. And you got to pray about that person. Even go on a fast if you need to. This is how a lot of people end up in marriages for years. And one day they wake up and they don't even want you no more. It was something in you that missed or overlooked something. I can never say there was a time that God didn't reveal things to me about people. He always had. It was just that I wasn't listening. You have to really listen and tap into your intuition and tap into your spirit and get into your word and have your relationship with God, because that's how he's going to start revealing things to you and showing you those red flags. And when he shows you those red flags about that person, leave. When somebody shows you who they are the first time, believe them. Believe them. Don't be looking at the potential. Don't be looking at what they could do. Don't be thinking you could change them. Don't think they're going to change their mind about you. When they say something and they show you who they are the first time, believe them. Now, if God decides to change their heart and restore whatever, the relationship, friendship, or whatever that is in the future or whatever, okay. But at that time, when God is telling you something is wrong or this is not the time or this person isn't really for you, you have to listen to that. Otherwise, you're going to get your little feelings hurt. You're going to waste years of your life. I'm tired of wasting time. I'm not doing it no more. And I know that the next man who comes into my life, that's going to be it. And I can tell because of how he's changing me, how he's changing my heart, how he's showing up in my life right now. I always know when something more, something bigger is coming. I always can feel it. I don't know who, I don't know what, I don't know when, I don't know how. Like, I don't know all of those, but I just know I'm going to get that 5.5 on my finger soon. I know I can feel it because I can just feel how God is like prepping me. And I don't even ask God about my husband and asking God to send him my way because I already know it's going to come. When you just know it's going to come and you trust God to deliver, you don't have to keep going and asking and begging. So I don't be asking God, oh, where's my husband? And I don't ask that no more. You know what I do now? I pray over my husband. Don't know who he is. Don't know where he at. I don't know if I don't know. But I pray over him. I talk to God about him. I ask God to protect him. I ask God to prepare me in this season because if he's preparing me, I know he's preparing my spouse. Like I'm already ahead of the game. I don't ask God where he at. I ask God to protect him. I ask God to lead him. I ask God to redirect him. I ask God to open his eyes, restore his heart so that he can walk in his purpose, so that he can correct the things that's in his life. And I pray that over myself too, because I know there's things within me that I need to correct. I'm no longer in a rush. I'm no longer asking questions. I'm focused right now. My main priority right now is growing my relationship with God, my daughter, my purpose, and being whole by myself. God is just telling me, like, enjoy your single season, and not in a way of saying enjoy your single season as in like go buck wild, but enjoy your peace being alone. Get to know me and seek me during this time. Pray to me and follow me during this time. Love on yourself during this time. That is exactly what I'm doing. Like, I'm not wondering where he at. I'm not wondering when it's going to come. I'm not wondering how. I don't need to do that because God has already confirmed that it's on the way. Just like how I know he's going to bring and pour in more blessings. Just like how I know he's going to restore me. Just like how I know he's going to show up and show out for me. I just know those things. I always had like crazy faith. Even as like a little girl, I always had faith in God and faith that he would deliver, faith that he would restore, and faith that he would protect. That I don't have to doubt God with. And I'm letting God choose my spouse because God knows me better than I know myself. That's one. And not only does he know me, but he knows what I need. And I feel like a lot of people get angry and it's like a lot of controversy right now about like God picking your spouse for you and stuff. People don't like it because when they hear God will pick your spouse for you, they think that God is going to force them into something or God is going to make them be with somebody they don't like. No, that's not what it is. That's not what it is at all. We all have free will. So God can send someone your way and you can reject them. A lot of the times when you're unhealed and God is bringing, your spouse in your life and stuff, you won't even recognize who they are because you're so unhealed. Especially like if you're living in your flesh, that's all you know is things of the flesh. Meaning you're going to be looking for all of the wrong things in a person. You're going to be looking for things that's going to please your flesh, that looks pleasing to the eye. You're going to go after what you're used to or the things that you think is best for you. So you won't even be able to recognize when a good thing is in front of you because you're stuck in your own ways. When you surrender yourself to God and you start seeking him and you start praying, start getting into your word, he'll start renewing you. He'll start changing things within you. He'll start strengthening you. He'll open your eyes so that when you do come across your spouse, you will recognize them the first time. I know that the man that God has for me, he's not going to play no games about me. He'll recognize who I am the first time. He's not going to mishandle me. He's going to love my child. And although my child may not be his biological child, he's going to love my child and treat her as if she is his biological child. God knows what you like. God knows what you need, and God knows what's best for you. So I'm patient enough to sit and wait on God, not rush my process, because if it hasn't come yet, that's because God is still working on you. When I first started my YouTube and my journey, I remember saying in my get to know me video that I was the type of person that likes to just go out party and drink and have fun. And boy, did God change that. I wasn't ever even a heavy drinker or party type of person. It was like if somebody had an event, it was somebody's birthday, or if I was traveling somewhere, yeah. But I don't have a craving to do that. Like I don't drink, I don't party, I don't club, I don't do hookah, I don't do any of that. I don't have an urge to either. Recently, I just really been focused and locked in, which I'm really proud of myself because usually I'll have one foot in, one foot out, doing what I want to do. Once I fully surrendered and God made me choose, like, it's either me or you gonna do your own little thing, and I decided to pick up my cross, I'm able to hear God more clearly. In 2023, when he placed it on my heart to start my channel, I didn't even know what I was going to do with the channel. And I wasn't even able to really like focus and lock in because I had so many distractions. I was doing what I wanted to do. It was like God had to trust me. He's like, I'm not going to give you this and you're playing around. You're doing what you want to do. You're dating. You're around the wrong friends. Like, you're doing what you want to do. And now that he has me and he's revealing things to me and he's strengthening me and he's guiding me and I'm allowing him to take the wheel and for me to sit in the passenger seat and allow him to take over, it's like a different feel. It really is. And it's such a beautiful thing when you know that God is entrusting you and God is leading you and he's molding you, he's shaping you. When you become serious about God, that's when your whole life changes. I don't know where this is going to take me. I don't know what's going to come out of this. I had no intentions on doing this. Like, I fought God so hard about it. I'm like, God, get somebody else to do it. I don't know how to speak. I don't know how to talk. I don't know. I had all the excuses in the world on top of the distractions. God is like, oh, I got something for you. That little man you talking to that you like so bad, I'm about to snatch him right away. Break your little heart. I know what would get your attention. And that sure did wake me up, got my little heart broken. And I was just fed up with life and fed up of doing the same things and fed up with myself. A lot of it had to do with myself. When God starts working on you, he'll start showing you, yeah, these people might have did this and did that, but it's you too. It's you too. Take accountability. Sit down. Allow me to lead you. And that's exactly what I've been doing. And it's still things that I struggle with. So I'm not saying like I'm perfect and so holy and changed. Like, no, it's still things that I struggle with. Like cursing, you know. That's something. Like, I grew up in a household where my mama was telling us we don't sit our butt asses down, and you know. I grew up around that. So it's like kind of hard to like take that out. I've seen a difference though. I don't cuss as much. But if I'm in the car and somebody cuts me off on that road, what the are you doing? Like, so I'm working on that. Another thing that I don't do as much that I'm cutting out is the secular music. Like, I don't even really listen to that. When I'm in the car and I'm driving now, I'm listening to either like gospel music, I'm listening to informative videos, I'm listening to people speak and teach about the word. I listen to things like that. Like, I'm not listening to the secular music and, stuff like that how I used to. Back in the days, oh yeah, you could catch me not on the hood of the car, but on the roof of the car, twerking, shaking my little tail, dancing. You could catch me doing that. I used to be a mess in my teen years and my early 20s. Oh gosh, I was a mess. And now I don't have like a urge to really listen to that stuff. Even if I did hear or listen to it, I'd just be like, I don't think I should be listening to that. Like, I could feel it in my spirit. Even like my little intro video, I had to take it off. I had to take it away because I was listening to the intro song that I had, and it was a Rihanna song. What song was that? I hope you know I'm fully taken. This cookie's fully baking. Kitty thing, get that thing some rest. Like that, and I just listen to, whoa, wait a minute. I gotta take that off. That got to go. It's certain things that I'm more aware of now because I'm seeking God and I'm praying more and I'm fasting, and it's just certain things that don't sit right with my spirit. No, I'm not perfect. If I'm in the gym, okay, I might put on like a little R&B song here and there. It's not an all the time thing. I feel like a lot of people are scared to seek God and scared to grow their relationship with God because they feel like they have to fully change and they can't. Like, no, you be yourself. It's a process. Like, and God knows that. He knows that. You're not gonna wake up one day and like you're all changed, holy, and sanctified. And it's a process. There's still things within myself that I'm working on. I also still struggle with being obedient and listening. Like, there's times when God does wake me up like out of my sleep. Instead of praying and reading and the things that I know I'm supposed to do, because if God is waking you up during like the hours of 12 a.m. through like 5 a.m. or 6 a.m. between that time frame, that means he's trying to get your attention. You're supposed to be praying. You're supposed to be seeking him. You're supposed to be in your word. He's waking you up for a reason. During those hours, it's quiet. So he has you alone. During that time, the enemy is also looking and seeking who he can devour during that time as well. So keep that in mind. If he's waking you up, you need to be interceding, you need to be praying. It's something that may be going on. It's either something that's going on that you need to be praying about and interceding about, or God is trying to call you up so that you can sit in his presence. So I'm still learning to be like disciplined and obedient. God has even taught me to get rid of my Instagram for right now. I deactivated it, but once I do get back on there, he already told me that old Instagram has to go. I'm going to create like a whole new one, down to the way I carry myself and I dress. I even dress different. When I step outside, I'm not getting yerps. It's no more yerps. It's how you doing? They approach me with respect. One thing as a woman, I feel like we have to do more of is carrying ourselves with respect. If you're dressing like a, that's how they're going to treat you. That's exactly how they're going to treat you. If you're looking to be somebody's wife, you got to carry yourself as one. You don't become a wife once you get the ring. You already are one. That's why the scripture says, he who finds a wife finds a good thing. You're already the good thing. So when he meets you, you don't become a good thing. You already are. It's not on you, baby. It's in you. So you gotta act like one and carry yourself like one. That's why I say I'm not wasting my time no more. I'm not doing a whole dating and everybody like, oh, well, how are you gonna find your husband if you're not dating? God got it. He will let me know who is for me. The way I carry myself is different. The way I think is different. God had also brought up all the trauma and stuff that I had went through. He brought up the unforgiveness I was holding in my heart and how I had to forgive myself. My journey is journeying, okay? It's a journey. It's a learning process. I'm still learning. I'm still growing. We're going to be learning and growing up until the day we die. Nobody ever knows too much or knows everything. We're always going to be a work in progress. And because God has me in my isolation season, people aren't really taking it as well. Like they're wondering, what's wrong with Kia? Why she's not coming around? Why she acting funny? She had And it's not even that. I don't even really know what God is doing with me. I'm just going along, following, along, listening, obeying him. I don't even fully know. But I can feel it in myself. I be trying to tell people, please don't take it personal right now. It's just that I'm working on myself. I don't even explain too much about it because I feel like my personal relationship with God is my personal relationship. Go seek him yourself. If you knew, you would know. You know. That's something to expect too once you're following God and you surrender and you finally want to walk this thing out with him. A lot of people aren't going to understand. They're going to think that you're just being standoffish. You don't want to be around them. They may take it the wrong way. The ones who understand will understand. The ones who don't, they just don't. You ain't gotta even over explain it. I tell people now, please don't even invite me nowhere because I'm most likely not gonna go right now. I'm focused. I'm trying to take my walk with God serious. I'm taking myself serious. I don't want to play any more games. I don't want to waste any more time. I want to fully be walking in my purpose. I want to be in alignment. I don't want to keep living the same way I've been living and doing the same things that I've been doing. It's not pleasing anymore. It was pleasing to my flesh for a minute, but that's temporary. I want to please my spirit now. I want God to look at me and be proud and be like, well done. I don't want to leave this earth and I'm not leaving anything behind and I'm walking in my flesh doing the things of this world. We are in this world, but we are not called to be of this world. So no, a lot of people don't understand. They'll invite me places and I'm like, oh, no, I can't, and it's because I just want to be focused right now. I'm really focused. I'm taking myself serious. I'm taking what I'm doing serious. I'm choosing God right now. God is doing a new thing within me. He's shutting off all the old stuff in me, getting rid of all my old dirty garments and putting on a new man, putting on a whole new armor. And I love it. Honestly, I really do. And I really do hope that you guys will take this as a sign if you are struggling with your faith and struggling to surrender to God, struggling with your walk. God is not asking you to be perfect. He's only asking for your obedience. He's only asking you to say yes to your calling. Say yes build your relationship with him, seek him, and he'll lead you throughout the rest. You do not have to be perfect. You're not going to shed everything off overnight, because I know I haven't. So yeah, so if you guys are ready to take this thing on with God and pick up your cross, just type in the comments, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm ready. I don't know where God is taking me. I don't know what he's doing. I don't know. I don't know. But all I do know is I said yes. I surrendered. I'm not perfect, but I did give God my yes, and I did promise him to walk this thing out. And that is exactly what I'm going to do. And I pray that you guys do too. And that is all that I have for today's video. If you guys like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And I love it when you guys comment. Like, make sure you guys comment. It lets me know that you guys are listening. You guys understand. And I love to hear you guys' feedback. And I would love to hear about you guys' journey with Christ as well. Where you are, the areas you're struggling with. Drop it all in the comments. And if you have not already, make sure you subscribe. And I will see you guys on my next video.